Let's talk about domination, not the loud kind, not the emotional kind, but the quiet, methodical, ruthless kind. Because what Real Madrid did to Real Betis in this match wasn't just a big win. It wasn't just 5 goals. It was a complete tactical dismantling. This was a game where one team looked like it knew exactly what was going to happen, and the other team looked like it was constantly reacting too late. By the end of this match, the scoreline read 5-1, but the real story goes much deeper than goals. This was about structure, movement, control, and decision making at the highest level. So in this video, I'm going to break down why Betis never had control, how Madrid manipulated space, what tactical decisions changed the game, and why this match is a blueprint for modern dominance. No hype, no shouting, just football logic. Let's begin. The context before the kickoff. Before a single pass was played, this match was already being decided. I know you argue, but calm down. Real Betis came into this game with a clear intention. They wanted to compete through possession, stability, and controlled build-up. They didn't want chaos. They didn't want transitions. They wanted rhythm. Real Madrid, on the other hand, wanted the exact opposite. Madrid didn't care about slow control. They wanted discomfort. From the very beginning, Madrid's plan was simple. If Betis wants to feel comfortable on the ball, we won't allow them a single second to breathe. Simple. They won't breathe. And this difference in intention is where the entire match begins. Because football matches aren't won by talent alone. They are won by who controls the conditions. Madrid controlled the conditions from minute 1. Now, Madrid's invisible structure. On paper, Madrid's formation looked normal, right? But football is never about paper. What Madrid actually used was a fluid structure, not a fixed shape. When Betis had the ball, Madrid compressed the pitch. The midfield collapsed inward. Passing lanes were suffocated. When Madrid had the ball, the pitch expanded instantly. Fullbacks pushed high. Midfielders rotated into half spaces. This constant shifting created confusion. Betis didn't know who to pass, who to mark, or where the next threat was coming from. And when players hesitate for half a second at this level, oh no, they are already beaten. Now, the press that broke Betis. Let's talk about Madrid's pass. Because this wasn't a wild press, no. It was a calculated trap. Madrid didn't press everywhere. They pressed specific zones. Every time Betis tried to build from the back, play into midfield, or switch play, Madrid waited and they struck. The trigger was always the same, a sideways pass under pressure. The moment that pass was played, Madrid collapsed. One player pressed the ball, another cut the passing lane, a third anticipated the mistake. This is why Betis kept losing the ball in dangerous areas. Not because they are bad, no, but because Madrid forced them into bad decisions. And this pressure led directly to goals. Have you ever been forced into bad decisions in life? Then you understand what I'm talking about. The first goal, a warning. The first goal wasn't just a goal, it was a message. It came from a forced turnover, a quick vertical pass, and a ruthless finish. But the most important part wasn't the shot, it was what happened 5 seconds before the shot. Madrid baited Betis into thinking they were safe. Then, one press, one interception, one forward run, game state changed instantly. From that moment on, Betis were no longer playing their game. They were chasing Madrid's game. Midfield controlled the real battle. This match was won in midfield. Will you argue with that? Not through tackles, not through fouls, but through positioning. Madrid's midfield didn't chase the ball, they controlled the space. They formed triangles, they offered passing options. They always had a free man all the time. Meanwhile, Betis midfielders were constantly turning under pressure, receiving with their back closed, forcing into sideways passes. And football at this level punishes sideways football. Madrid used the midfield as a launch pad. Every attack started centrally and finished wide or behind the defense. Width as a weapon. Once Betis compacted centrally, Madrid adjusted. Do you know why? They went wide. Fullbacks pushed higher, wingers stayed wider, crosses came earlier. This stretched Betis horizontally, and when a defense stretches horizontally, gaps appear vertically. It's just the game. And when a defense stretches horizontally, there is no way to prevent that gap from appearing. That's when Madrid struck again. Another goal, another breakdown, another lesson. And you might be wondering why Betis collapsed. By this point, Betis were mentally broken. Not because of the scoreline, but because nothing they tried worked. Every adjustment was anticipated. Every substitution was neutralized. Every press was bypassed. This is what tactical dominance looks like. It's not loud, it's exhausting. The final goals were inevitable. Madrid stopped experimenting. They started executing. No risks, no overplaying, just precision. The match was already over. The scoreline just caught up. This match wasn't about 5 goals. It was about control. Real Madrid didn't just beat Real Betis, they out-taught them throughout the whole process, starting from the very first minute. And that's the most dangerous kind of victory. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to the Silent Tactician, because football isn't just played with feet, it's played with the mind. And see you in my next breakdown.